Samantha had always been Daddy's little girl. She was the youngest of three siblings and the only daughter. Her father, Mr. Johnson, was a strict and overbearing man who believed in the traditional gender roles of a family. Samantha had always been a bright and ambitious girl, and after finishing her college degree, she had landed a high-paying job at a prestigious law firm. She was earning a six-figure salary, which was a lot for a 25-year-old. Samantha had always been generous with her money and had been helping her family financially ever since she started working. She was the only one in her family who had a stable job, and her father always reminded her of that fact. One day, Samantha's father called her to his office and told her that he had a request. Samantha was curious and asked him what it was. Mr. Johnson took a deep breath and said, "Your sister, Emily, needs your help." Samantha was shocked by her father's request. She had always helped her family, but this was different. Giving most of her salary to her sister meant that she would have to give up her own dreams and aspirations. Samantha tried to reason with her father and told him that she wanted to help her sister, but she also had her own dreams and aspirations. However, her father was adamant and said that it was her duty as a daughter to help her family. Samantha was torn between her love for her family and her own aspirations. She spent days thinking about what to do. She talked to her friends and colleagues, but no one could give her a solution. She finally decided to talk to her sister Emily and see what she had to say. Emily was surprised when Samantha called her and told her about their father's request. Emily had no idea that their father had asked Samantha to give most of her salary to her. Emily told Samantha that she appreciated her help but did not want to burden her. Samantha was relieved to hear Emily's words. She had been so worried about what to do, and Emily's support meant everything to her. Samantha decided to talk to her father and tell him that she could not give most of her salary to Emily. Samantha's father was angry and said that she was selfish. A few weeks later, Samantha received a call from her brother, James. James told her that their father had suffered a heart attack and was in the hospital. Samantha rushed to the hospital and found her father in the ICU. The doctor told her that her father's condition was critical. Samantha stayed by her father's side, praying for his recovery. As she sat there, she realized how much she loved her father and how much he had done for her. She realized that her father had always been there for her and had provided her with everything she needed. Samantha decided to talk to her father and tell him that she would give most of her salary to Emily to help her family. However, when she got to the hospital, she found out that her father had passed away. Samantha was devastated and heartbroken. At the funeral, Samantha saw her siblings and extended family, and they all looked at her with pity and disdain. Samantha felt like an outsider, and she knew that her family was disappointed in her for not helping Emily. Samantha's guilt and grief were too much to bear. Samantha moved to a new city and started a new life. She got a job at a different law firm and worked hard to build her career. She also started traveling and exploring new places, which was something she had always wanted to do. Years went by, and Samantha had not seen or heard from her family in a long time. She had tried to reach out to them, but they had never responded. One day, Samantha received a letter from her sister Emily. The letter was written in a shaky hand, and it said that Emily's husband had passed away. When Samantha arrived at her family's house, she was greeted by her sister and her children. They hugged her and welcomed her with open arms. Samantha spent time with her family and realized that they had all missed her. Samantha decided to help her sister and her children in whatever way she could. She gave them financial assistance and helped them find jobs and support. Samantha realized that helping her family was not a burden but a privilege. In the end, Samantha and her family were able to reconcile and forgive each other. They realized that family was the most important thing and that they needed each other's love and support.